Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Chris Allen on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on this Valentine's Day, February 14th. Kerthump, kerthump. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, here on the Sam channel, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. By the way, I went into Ace yesterday to see how the 1999 dozen roses were going, and they were like, you better get what you want because they're going fast. So the word got out there that you could buy a dozen fresh roses for $19.99 at Ace Hardware. Crazy, but it makes sense. Get the guys in there to get roses, and then you get the ladies in there to get the Simply Southern and the Vera Bradley stuff and the Hallmark stuff. And then while you're there, you're like, ooh, look at that garden tool. Ooh, look at that power drill. And it's like, yep, ding, ding, ding. Anyway, so here we are on Valentine's Day. Let me just start by saying I will not be on the radio today or tomorrow, okay? Because tonight is the big concert at Rupp Arena, Journey and Toto. And that was my 60th birthday gift from my wife. And my kids had something to do with it too. And so that was back in November. And so I've been anticipating and looking forward to this trip for a while. So that's tonight at Rupp Arena, Journey and Toto. And I'll be back on Thursday. So because the concert's late tonight, going to drive up to Lexington, rest for a little bit, go to the concert, get up in the morning, come back in time to maybe deal with some little bit of hopefully not nasty weather, but we do have some rain coming in and maybe even some thunderstorms too. I'm going to highlight it here all for you. This morning, here on this Tuesday morning at 5:20 a.m., pretty quiet weather. Radar showing that we're not seeing much of anything. Now, we're beginning to see this warm front. You see it here down toward Texarkana. It is going to lift northward as we go through the day. And along and ahead of that, we see these lines of showers that are popping up here. All of that, too, is going to make its way off to the north and east. Here we are, Bowling Green, Southern Kentucky. So eventually, this is system one that it will be moving in, and this one, no severe weather, nothing out of the ordinary. It's just going to warm up as we get up close to 70 today, or upper 60s at least. Tomorrow, once that warm front really gets here and influences our weather, that's when we're going to start to see 70-degree weather, near record high weather, gusty, gusty winds. Some of those winds will start today, but really, really windy tomorrow. And then into tomorrow night, Thursday morning, that's when we're looking at the possibility of severe weather. But for now, we're just going to see some showers. We'll get those moving in here by this evening. I don't think we'll see anything here on the onset this morning or during the better part of the day. Everything in the form of light rain, scattered shower activity is going to be later on this evening, overnight tonight. And then we get a break before the big wave and the second system begin to move in, and that'll be on Wednesday. All right, let's take a look at the 10-day model blender and show you what's happening. How about mid to upper 60s today, with those breezes really kicking up later this afternoon? Then how about 70s? The blender showing 73, but we could actually get 75. Now, 77 is the record. We'll come close to that record, I think, tomorrow. There may be some places that actually get right on the record high for the day. But the winds will be really gusty. We're going to see mix of clouds and sunshine until late day tomorrow. into Thursday morning. And that's when we see the thunderstorms. That's when we get an early high on Thursday near 70, and then the bottom falls out for the temperatures as the cold front comes through. We go from 68 Thursday morning to 30 Thursday night into Friday morning, and then Friday we only make it to near 40, maybe upper 30s. But then that's just temporary. Friday into Saturday are going to be the coolest 2 days that we see out of the next 10, because right after that, we warm back up, as you can see, into the 50s and 60s once again. Those numbers running just above average for this time of the year. Yesterday, high of 66. Our average is now 51. It keeps climbing, 51. So that's a 15-degree difference between the high temperature yesterday of 66 and the average of 51. So the temperature is just going to keep climbing, and then the winds are really going to pick up, and those will be southerly breezes that will help us warm up over the next several days. Here's a look at the Kentucky Mesonet sites at 5:25 a.m. this morning. You can see that we have 30s and 40s. Pretty much statewide. You go further east, there are some pockets of 20s. But again, the air is very dry, very stable. So we have different temperatures for different elevations of these individual Kentucky Mesonet stations. And so that gives you, like yesterday morning, you can go from 27 in one spot to the next county over, and you've got 42. It's just the way it is right now until the sun comes up, levels everything out, and then everybody will be feeling the upper 60s today for temperatures. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, show you these systems as they work themselves into the area. We will start here with the surface map. And, well, that's not the surface map. How about we go to this one? This is what no, that's not that's the one I wanted to show afterwards. Okay, let me do this. Boo! Everybody go boo! Okay, which one? This one. This is the one I wanted to show next. The other one will come after that, because this will help explain what's coming. Okay, so here we are with the surface map and the way things look right now. As we see the low pressure system, this is the first system that is going to move right into the southeast over time. This is the one that's going to bring us eventually, as you can see, the showers that will come in later this evening and into the overnight. Cold front, it's there. Cold front is kind of like that. Now, once this pushes through, well, let me redraw this. It's actually back here. Let me clear this out because I'm getting ahead of myself here. This is not the second system. This is the first system. So the first system is based on the warm air that is coming through. It's more of a warm front followed by a cold front, and it's like that. Okay, so now we get all the warm air that's pushing up out of the Gulf of Mexico and into the system. This is what's going to bring us the light rain, scattered showers later this evening, overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning. But not to worry with this system. We won't even have thunder, I believe, with this one. This one is not a very convective system. It is going to take a path that's more up into the Great Lakes, and that's where it's going to deepen and become a pretty decent storm for the Great Lakes region as we go through the next 24 hours. Okay, so let's advance here. And we see the break that we're going to get tomorrow. Notice the timeline here. This will be Wednesday morning as we go through time. And we see that the front still, the warmer air has been established. You see all the red lines, the heights here, indicating in the red where we're getting the warm air. Notice the blue line. This is the 32-degree line. The cold air is still way back here to the west and way up in the northern Great Lakes. Advance a little more as we get into Wednesday night and into Thursday. Here comes the more powerful system. This is the one to watch. This is the one that's going to come in not only with the colder air as the cold front makes its way through. We get the warm front out ahead of it, but then we're also going to get the classic setup for stronger storms because of the wind. The wind here is going to be very, very tight. Notice all these tight lines of pressure, these equal lines of pressure. I've been talking about this. As this low continues to strengthen, it's just going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. The good news is this is going to be the track of the low a little bit further west, so we stay basically on the warm side of things. But the timing here is looking at Thursday morning. Let's advance a little bit more. So here we go, Thursday morning, and here comes our cold front. There comes the winter weather for parts of Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, as the low continues to deepen. And look at that line, that 32-degree Fahrenheit line, the 540 is what we call it. That's the colder air coming in for Thursday morning. Showers and thunderstorms lining up ahead of it. And then we move on into Friday. Everything looks much better. High pressure gets in here. And notice we don't stay cold that long. We got below the 32-degree line, the 540, for a little bit. I'll back it up here. See right there? This is Friday morning. That's when the coldest air has just, look how far south it goes. Just takes over. And the winds coming in from the north and west are going to be pretty persistent, gusty at times. So let's get rid of that, move on. And we see that basically by Saturday morning, we start to see the red lines coming back. That's the warmer air. The warmer air is going to start to move back in with southwesterly winds. So we're not going to stay cold, but for maybe a day or two, as I showed you on the 10-day blender. And there we are into next Monday. Advance to that. Yeah. And still we're in the warm air. So a temporary cool down for the weekend for Thursday, Friday. Then by Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you see we just warm things back up. It's going to be any coolness that we get is just going to be temporary. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, now I want to show you the energy map. Potential energy, we call it the CAPE, convective available potential energy. Okay, so let's take a look. The timeline here is Wednesday night about 7 o'clock. We advance. Now, the deeper these golds and yellows coming in, the more available energy there is. Now, the best energy, as you can see, is way down here. Oops, forgot to turn on my draw. The best energy, as you can see, is down here along the Gulf Coast, and that's where the severe weather threat is going to be. But there's that little notch there that's going to try to move into southern Kentucky, and we may have a little brief period of where we see enough available energy right in there. And that's going to be into late Wednesday night, early Thursday. So again, the best energy with the thunderstorms and the potential for anything severe, it's going to be, during the overnight. It's not going to be December 11th kind of thing, but there's enough energy there to maybe produce a strong thunderstorm or two. So I did want to highlight that. I didn't even turn it on for you, did I? I know you're saying no. Anyway, this is showing the available energy needed for strong to severe storms. And you see that just little northern edge pushing into Kentucky. The best moisture or available energy is down here along the Gulf Coast, and that's where they could have some rough weather. Okay, now we move on. One more graphic to show you, and it's the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, because we've been talking about this for several days. We had that yellow shaded area right over the center part of Kentucky, and there you see it. It is a level 2 slight risk for severe storms late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That will be the prime time for anything nasty. We still are kind of waiting on to see how much instability that we get. But as I showed you by the Cape map, the convective available energy or potential energy, there's going to be that little piece that comes up into southern Kentucky late Wednesday night into Thursday morning, enough to maybe set off a few severe thunderstorm warnings. It doesn't really look spinny, tornadic. There could be a few little spins across the main line, a squall line of thunderstorms as it comes through. And that's why the Storm Prediction Center has put out this map, just to give you a heads up that that potential is there. Okay, it doesn't mean it's actually going to happen, but to prepare and be aware that it is a possibility as we get into that time frame on Wednesday night into Thursday. And I'll be back sometime Wednesday to cover this and to be here for you, and then back on the radio Thursday, or maybe even Wednesday night if it looks like it's going to be late that night. I'll be here live streaming and on the radio, because I'll be back in plenty of time for all that to happen. I'm just not going to be on the radio today or tomorrow morning. So there you go. And I will not be doing one of these updates tomorrow morning, because I will be up in Lexington. And even though I'll have a computer with me, I just won't have all this set up. So anyway, so you guys have a great Tuesday. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you right back here Thursday morning on the radio and here on the SAM channel. In the meantime, God bless you, thank you, and I'll see you later.